it's Finn. So today is Thursday the 23rd of May 2013 and I am 6 weeks on T, although actually yesterday was 6 weeks on T. But I was in Exeter, so I'm updating a day late. It was just yesterday Exeter just to go and see Steve at the Laurels, just to check up, make sure everything's going alright and what have you. It's so much easier seeing him now that I've got T. I don't feel like I have to be the performing seal. It's so much easier in the appointments. I can really feel the difference, and it's nice now. I can feel like I can really discuss things with him, and it was awesome yesterday actually. I was discussing kind of gender identity and gender expression with him. It was really nice to be able to talk about kind of how ambiguous I feel on the inside and how kind of set in stone my gender is on the outside, and all that sort of stuff I talked about a few weeks ago. So yeah, I talked his head off because I had a bit too much coffee beforehand. I met up with Christopher Forder, who's on YouTube. He lives in Exeter as well. I've just given away your address. Sorry, Christopher. Everyone's going to come and get you. So yeah, that was really nice. So we just drank too much coffee, and then I went to see Steve. It's lovely actually to meet up with another trans guy. It's something I really don't do enough of. I'm still working on my social issues. It's funny because every time I meet up with someone, I really enjoy it. It's just, I always end up putting people off just because of my anxiety. So, stop it, Finn. And just get out there and meet people. Because that was a lovely afternoon. And today I've had my 6-week booster jab. Ow. Actually, it hurt more this time than last time. I did everything that you're supposed to do. I warmed the ampule up beforehand, and I warmed my butt cheek up beforehand. And she did it really slowly. It was the same nurse. She's really nice. But it stung more like the top of my butt than it did last time. Last time it was all down my leg that it was hurting, but not really my butt. Whereas this time it's kind of really stingy up there, like that bit, and not down the leg. But it's alright, it's not excruciating. So it's alright. I should just be rubbing my butt lots today, and having a hot water bottle, and a general lazy day, I think, in my PJs. Classy. So this week, main changes really are still the mood. There has been sort of kind of more hair changes. My voice is still kind of changing. It's kind of, sometimes it's really low, sometimes it's kind of a bit neutral, and sometimes it's kind of yodely. So that's continually. I mean, I never know what's going to come out of my mouth when I open my mouth, which is quite funny. It's very deep this morning, which is quite cool. Hair. What I'm noticing a lot is my hairline is changing. Like on my arms, you can never see because my camera's a bit rubbish in that term. But like hair on the top, my hairline is like coming down here now, which is quite cool. You see little like tiny dark hairs, so that's quite cool. And down the back of my neck as well, where my hairline is down there, I'm getting much more hair down there. But funnily enough, not on this side, which is quite weird. But maybe that's because I had the injection that side. Nat was winding me up yesterday. A few people were winding me up yesterday about having the jab. That side's made all the changes this side. I don't know. But I've had the jab this side, so maybe like it'll catch up down there. Who knows? But yeah, this week has mainly been kind of mood, really. I said this last week that I was just feeling quite, angsty and short-fused. And I know guys have said you don't really get angrier on tea, but I have definitely been angrier. Just kind of feel really short-tempered and impatient. And then, kind of over the weekend, I just crashed emotionally. Just absolutely exhausted and just not being able to keep my eyes open. I was getting up in the morning with that bleary-eyed feeling. And like an hour or two later, that bleary-eyed feeling still was there. And I'd like lay my head down for 5 minutes and be gone for a few hours. And that's continued all week. So yeah, I think a lot of that is going to be like the hormones. But I was talking to Steve yesterday, it's been an epic 6 weeks, really. Me and Nat had a couple of weeks of celebrations when I first started tea, because of starting tea and because of our anniversary, and it's just been a really kind of elevated mood for a few weeks. So it does make sense that I've come down like this, and it's now 36 days since my last menstruation, so that's brilliant, and I'm hoping that's going to stay that way. But obviously, so much is going on internally that, it's not surprising that my mood's plummeted a bit. Hopefully this jab will help things. But I think I just get over-cautious when it's anything to do with my mood. because, you know, I've only had control of my mental health for the last couple of years, and it's very, very precious to me. I never want to go back to being that unaware about myself and out of control, so I'm hyper aware of any change that could kind of set me off, you know, because I can't afford to lose control of my moods. There's so many areas I can relapse in. It's a scary deal for me. And I was talking to Steve yesterday about how, you know, the physical changes, I just love them, absolutely love them, but it's the emotional and mental changes that scare me, you know, because I do definitely feel it already. I mean, I've heard some guys say they don't, but I definitely do. But then I do a lot of meditation, what have you, and I'm very self-aware and I'm very mindful of what goes on inside me, so I'm kind of very attuned to any kind of subtle change. And talking to Steve yesterday, he was saying about how a guy, I can't remember whether he kind of read it or something, but a guy that was talking about his early experiences of testosterone in the early days were so intense that he described it as whenever he was anywhere with anyone, it was either do I want to kill it or fuck it, excuse me, but you know, that pretty much describes where I am right now. All my kind of emotions and feelings and desires have become quite primal, and that's quite odd for me to operate at such a base level like that. And I think it's getting used to that. It is quite weird for me. I don't think it'll always be like that. It's certainly not like that this last couple of weeks, but the first few weeks on T, especially when the sex drive kicked in, it was very much like kill it or fuck it. Sorry, it's so crude, but it so accurately describes that feeling. So yeah, I think this last week I've been getting back to AA meetings, back to regular meditation, and that's definitely helping and will continue to help. And now it'll be interesting to see what happens in a few days, whether this jab picks me back up again, and just to be really mindful of not letting myself get too high. And it's also like I was discussing in a previous vlog about kind of grieving for my past self, in terms of the change cycle we go through. Looking at the Elizabeth Kübler-Ross model, is any change does start with a honeymoon period, a high, and then you kind of come down a bit, you know, so I'm very aware that that's happening as well. So, yeah. Basically what I'm saying is, stop being so hard on yourself, Finn. I just need to do whatever I need to do right now, just to kind of let my body and my mind and my spiritual being get used to what is going on. And just do what works for me, which for me is AA, support with my really good friends, and meditation and rest. You know, the rest can come in time. Everything else I want to get doing, like getting back to work and things like that, can be later. I need to stop putting so much pressure on myself, I think. And just remember, I'm only 6 weeks on T. This is intense. This is intense physical, emotional, spiritual stuff going on. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit rocky. But yeah, that was a bit of a rant, wasn't it? But yeah, feeling good really today. It's nice to have tea in my butt. It's not quite as exciting as the first jab, but it's never going to be, is it? Fucking hell, it stings in my butt. So yeah, I'm going to go and get my pyjamas on. I'm going to make myself boiled egg and toasted soldiers, and I'm going to watch a Disney film and embrace my feminine side. No, I'm going to probably watch Big Bang Theory. It's more manly. Right, be quiet, Finn. I'm starting to ramble. Take care, everybody. I shall see you next week for another update. And I can't wait to see if my libido spikes again. Poor Nat. Start booking the overtime in. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.